All right, let's give both streams here a second to get synced up, and then we'll be going over the market and today's plays. Go ahead and update these. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for October 22nd, 2021. Q's down 0.84, SPY also down just a little bit, but down a lot less than the Q's, and that's because of the large gaps we had and some of the tech names like Snap and INTC. I think Facebook down as well. And we came into today bullish on the market overall, but acknowledging that we're pretty up there. Like on the daily here, increasing the likelihood we might get a breakout failure here on the hourly. Hasn't really failed yet. We could hold some more on Monday and then get the continuation. I've been waiting to see if we get any kind of meaningful pullback. It seemed like at some point in the morning when this red bar was underway that we would get the start of it, and we didn't. So, you know, I think it's been a pretty tough kind of ride back up to catch here. So I think I've been pretty, straightforward with that. The move down, we followed the downtrend on the daily. We followed the downtrend on the hourly. It was a pretty straightforward lead. On the way up here, kind of just took off and didn't look back, and those are the tough ones to catch. So notice the Qs here basing underneath the hourly a little bit. SPY, so far breakout, no follow through, not quite a failure. We won't know that it's a failure until it breaks underneath the base. IWM kind of more middling. So for a Monday, gonna be neutral. We've been bullish all week, even though I haven't seen great entries into the Qs. But because we are now basing underneath the 20 for the Qs, we do have a breakout failure. It's just the SPY and the IWM haven't followed through to the downside yet. This actually has broken the base. So I'm going to be neutral going into Monday. Okay, so we'll get a little bit more information on Monday, see what adjustments we need to make. It's hard, Qs up this many bars extended to say, and then we just broke a previous bar's low to be bullish. In fact, if you wanted to kind of an aggressive short on the Qs, I wouldn't expect that big of a drop. Maybe, I don't know, until the 20 MA catches up, which it'll catch up over the course of next week. I don't know, 369 or 367, somewhere in there, depending on how it gets there. If it's a quick, fast drop, then I think there's probably more room. If it's a grind lower, then I would expect that 20 MA to catch up. Okay, so, but not going to be a short for me on the Qs, just going to shift from bullish to neutral. Okay, all right, let's go over the plays from today. So, I know there was a call from James on the INTC, but oops, let's move that back. Nice management. Noticed that it was doing a breakdown failure there and got out of it. I pretty much break even there. And then this stayed pretty strong here on the INTC, really nice gap. So it's kind of surprising that this wasn't coming in hard. And then in the afternoon gave you a play on the breakdown here. Once it started to weaken, once we started to go back into a downtrend. So, I'm not trying to kind of just guess the top every time it pops. I wanted to see a sustained downtrend on the smaller time frames. Didn't make much on this INTC though. You can see it kind of found a bottom pretty quickly there and then closed it here near the end of the day. Once we got past into the last 30 minutes, I consider all day trades to be at target. So actually just trailed it over that bar there right before that green bar popped. Okay, on the INTC, so not a big play there. And then, good management there from James at the open. Snap was the other play. You might have played this while I was on the mic, or you might have joined in on Sammy's play later. When I was on the mic, I was saying playing it here, would like to stay in this until end of day. I was playing it just as a 5-minute breakdown there, okay, as it was breaking down. This one, unfortunately, as you know, I try to use hourly bar by bar, and it's what I like about it is for most of the runners, if they're going to go all day, you don't get shaken out of it. And for the ones that aren't going to go, it gives you a chance to kind of tighten the trail so you can kind of keep the play negative or positive, even if it starts to not work. Unfortunately, in this case, I did get shaken out of it. So this ended up making, I think, an R or so. And then actually would have been much, much nicer if I had just stuck with an all or nothing management. That's just the way it is. There's not any management out there that's going to be perfect for every trade. So in this case, it just was a little bit of a bummer because it just barely, just got me out. You can see that was 57.04 and then just popped by a few cents. I gave it to 07 and then it tagged me and then, closed here at the low of the day like I expected. Here's the gap on the snap. These I thought were the two best gaps today. Snap, leave. That's an island reversal. I really wanted to be in this till end of the day. So I probably should have held off on that trail there and just stuck with a more all or nothing. I know some people in the room did. They were in it till end of the day. So nice job for those of you that did it that way. Yeah, really good and well-deserved. Nice patience on that. Closing at the end of the day and paid off there. All right. So you can see we're starting to get some big names reporting earnings, getting some really meaningful, impactful gaps. And even though they were a little bit shaky in the morning, just kind of back and forth, they eventually picked a direction, followed through in the direction of the gap, as we would expect, because these are both pretty good pro gaps. Okay, so hopefully we'll get more of these next week. And, sometimes that's just the way it is. Like most of the days this week, Opens had the best plays, and then it's gone quiet in the afternoon. Today, Open was a bit sloppy, and then later into the morning and into lunch in the early afternoon, there was a bit more to do. So, it's not going to be a certain environment where, it's always good at the Open or it's always good in the afternoon. It's going to change. So you just kind of have to stay focused. And I thought for today, being the end of the week, being earnings season, we've had more gaps this week than normal. I definitely could feel into the afternoon losing a little bit of focus, having a little bit harder time staying focused and going through the charts and taking the plays. So, if you're feeling that, it's probably just a result of things picking up a little bit with earnings season. So make sure you get lots of rest this weekend. All right. And then we'll be back at it on Monday. All right. Have a good weekend. Talk to you on Monday.